A Saudi coalition airstrike has hit a busy market in Yemen, killing at least 40 people. And just to warn viewers, the following images do contain some disturbing scenes. Dozens more civilians were wounded in that bombing raid in the west of the country. Many of the victims are children. Saudi Arabia launched its intervention in Yemen back in March 2015 to support the government against Shia Houthi rebels. The campaign has claimed thousands of lives. Well, to discuss this further, we can now bring in Dawood Karala, Professor of International Law at Georgetown University. Thanks for joining us. Good to have you on the programme. These incidents have become tragically common, really, haven't they? There's a market been hit this time round. We've also seen schools, hospitals hit during the Saudi bombardment. I mean, why isn't there not more international condemnation here of what's really going on?
Well, I think the international community, particularly the members of the International Security Council, United Nations Security Council, are participants, are accomplices in the crimes that are being committed, unconscionable crimes are being committed against defenseless people, civilian people in popular markets. It is absolutely unconscionable. And if there is any doubt that these acts constitute crimes against humanity, there should be at least some kind of investigation. When the Security Council doesn't take the trouble of appointing a committee to carry out a serious investigation and take the necessary measures, it is an absolute and unconscionable negligence on the part of the Security Council. There is no justification on earth why this bloodlet continues going on against poor civilians. And for what? What's the purpose? And how much was achieved of this purpose? The Security Council was brought into existence to prevent violence and settling disputes through use of violence. This was a raison d'etre. This was the purpose for which it existed. When it doesn't do its primary responsibility, primary duty, it undermines its effectiveness, it undermines the purpose for which it exists. I blame the international community, especially the 5 member countries or the permanent member countries, those who have a weight and they can do something at the international level, and they don't. I mean, they are watching poor people being destroyed, killed, maimed every day, and they don't do anything.
Mm. You mentioned the Security Council. You mentioned the Security Council there, Professor Karala, and their impotence, if you like. But one particular member, if I can draw attention to, because they are the biggest supporter of the Saudi campaign, the United States. I'm sure, as you know, they've provided weaponry, they've provided intelligence, aviation fuel, the whole spectre to make the bombing campaign more effective. Why is that happening? I mean, shouldn't Washington be more concerned about the humanitarian catastrophe that's happening in Yemen?
Absolutely. Washington should be more concerned, and it bears more responsibility than other countries. Why? Because it is so close to Saudi Arabia, because it is the source of weapons that are used in Yemen, and because it can do much more, and it doesn't. I think what the other party that I really would blame is the media, international media, and particularly the American media. They don't do what is necessary, bringing to the attention of the public in general the scope of these atrocities, to put an end to them, to put some pressure on responsible people. I just don't understand why the U.S. is dormant on, or not, it's an accomplice, it's not dormant. And why is it doing this? What is the purpose that is being served in these atrocities? I don't know. I really feel so upset with what is going on, continuously going on, and for what?
Okay, Professor of International Law at Georgetown University, Dawood Karala, thanks for your insight today here on RT International. Good to have you with us as always.